Thanks for staying tuned to Arise News. Let's take you live now to Eagle Square in Abuja, where the May 1st Workers' Day celebrations are in full swing. Stay tuned for the sights and sounds from the heart of the nation's capital.
That the FCT administration recognizes the economic realities confronting workers. In this context, reclaiming the civic space means ensuring that the voices of workers remain central in the governance and policy making and economic reforms. On assumption of office in 2023, it has been my utmost priority to create a conducive working environment and improve the welfare of our staff. Today, I reaffirm our unwavering commitment to staff welfare and best over conditions of service. We believe that a motivated workforce is a backbone of effective public service delivery. Therefore, the FCTA has taken deliberate steps to improve the working conditions of the staff and uplift their general welfare. Some of our recent efforts include prompt payment of salaries and pensions. We have prioritized the timely payment of workers' salaries and pensions. I take it again, please. Let me state that the FCT administration recognizes the economic realities confronting workers. In this context, reclaiming the civil space means ensuring that the voices of workers remain central to governance, policy making, and economic reforms. On assumption of office in 2023, it has been my utmost priority to create a conducive working environment and improve the welfare of our staff. Today, I reaffirm our unwavering commitment to staff welfare and best ever conditions of service. We believe that a motivated workforce is a backbone of effective public service delivery. Therefore, the FCTA has taken deliberate steps to improve the working condition of its staff and uplift their general well-being. Some of our recent efforts include prompt payment of staff salaries. We have prioritized the timely payment of worker salaries and pensions despite fiscal constraints. We ensure that all pension and gratuities are paid without arrears owed. We ensure full implementation of new salary structure in line with the federal government policy on workers' welfare, with all arrears paid. And understand that the physical security is critical for personal stability and productivity. Staff training and capacity development. We have launched staff training and capacity development. We have launched a new training and reskilling programs across various sectorial departments and agencies across FCT, equipping workers for the tools and knowledge to thrive in a rapidly evolving administrative and technological environment. In addition to upscale capacity of doctors in our hospitals, we recently recruited 60 medical doctors for residency training program across our hospitals in 8 different specialties, including internal medicine, general surgery, family medicine, psychiatry, ophthalmology, pediatrics, obstetrics, and gynecology, and well as anesthesiology. Upgrading the workspace of infrastructure. Several sectorial departments and agencies within the FCT have seen renovations and upgrading of their office environment to ensure safer, healthier, and more functional spaces for staff. Promotion and career progression. We are acutely aware that the growth of workers goes beyond pay, so career advancement is so crucial. As such, we have instituted several measures aimed at facilitating professional growth for FCT workers. We are steadily concluding the staff regularization exercise, and soon after, the promotion exercise will commence. We are committed to implementing the transparent appraisal system to ensure that merit and diligence are rewarded fairly. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are deeply concerned about the ongoing strike action by the area council employees over the non-implementation of the new minimum wage. But it might interest you to note that I had approved the release of the sum of over 4.1 billion to the area council chairman for the implementation. I once again call on them to ensure that the payment of the minimum wage and its arrears to the workers are well implemented and paid. In a similar vein, the FCT administration is also committed to improving the working conditions for the teachers in the area council and has commenced the building, renovation, upgrading of school facilities, provision of learning materials, and other necessary support to ensure a conducive learning environment for both public and the teachers. Beyond this, we remain open to constructive dialogue with organized labor. Civil space must never shrink in times of hardship. It must grow stronger through partnership, empathy, and mutual respect and understanding. In conclusion, I want to reinstate that the FCT administration will continue to prioritize the welfare of all workers. Every worker from the lowest rank of the highest contribute immensely to the progress and the development of the Federal Capital Territory. It is only through your dedication, sacrifices, and resilience that we are able to build a better future for the FCT and Nigeria at large. Once again, I congratulate you all on the 2025 Workers' Day. Thank you for your valued attention, and may God bless you. I believe that the labor or the hearers will have applauded our capacity, Honorable Minister, for releasing the sum of 4.1 billion to settle the implementation and the arrears of all the area council in the implementation of the minimum wage. So when I said it, I am expecting an applause to our Honorable Minister.
Applause! Applause!
You need to applaud for him because he has released the money. Applaud him and encourage him to do more. So thank you, sir. Thank you.
Please, a round of applause for the representative of our landlord, the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Barrister Ezenwo Wike. It's now time to invite the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin GCON, here represented by Honorable Dr. Adegboyega Adefarati, who is the Chairman, House Committee on Labor, Employment and Productivity, for a solidarity message. Please, a round of applause for him. I could almost have mistaken him for a real comrade, because the way he's springing his steps and coming, he might just be coming to tell us that they have increased the minimum wage from the extra 40,000 to 140,000. Please, a round of applause for him.
His Excellency, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCR, ably represented by the Minister of Labour and Employment, His Excellency Alhaji Muhammad Dengadi, the Senate President, ably represented by my brother, English Senator Dike Plank, Senate Chairman Senate Committee on Labour, Employment and Productivity, Secretary to the Federal Government, Senator George Akumesi ON, members of National Assembly are present, Minister of Labour, Minister of State Labour and Employment, my sister, Barrister Honorable Nkiruka Oyejosha, Head of Service, other members of the Council here present, President of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Joe Ajaero, President of TUC, Comrade Festus Oshifo, congratulations on your election. Let me observe all protocols. Great Nigerian workers, I bring good tidings from the Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas PhD, GCON, who is unavoidably absent. He asked me to read his goodwill message. Goodwill message by the Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, GCON, Speaker of the House of Representatives, at the May Day rally organized by Nigeria Labour Congress, themed Reclaiming Civil Spaces and Economic Hardship, on Thursday, May 1st, 2025 at Eagle Square, Abuja. Great Nigerian workers, it is with deep great joy and pride that I stand in solidarity with Nigerian workers and indeed workers across the world to mark this year International Workers' Day. This annual celebration is a powerful reminder of many struggles, excellence, and achievements of workers who, in face of daunting adversities, continue to toil until to create outliving and existence. I therefore wish to take a moment of gratitude to the long-suffering Nigerian workers who continue to serve with pride, dignity, and honor, even when the conditions over the years haven't been so good. You have remained faithful to our dear nation. This aptly fits into the wise saying of the late Pope Francis, who noted that the dignity of labor, the dignity of work, is not just about earning a living, it is about participating in creating it. I salute your courage, resilience, dignity, and faithfulness to this great nation. It is only proper and deserving that we recognize and honor you for your numerous contributions in different sectors towards the political, economic, and social development of this nation. When we honor labor, we actually honor the nation, because behind every successful nation are the hands and sweat of laborers and workers. The theme for this year's celebration, reclaiming civil spaces and economic hardship, resonates deeply with the contemporary realities of Nigeria as we go through a phase of economic transformation and rejuvenation. We are all felt the weight of economic challenges pressing down on our soldiers as a result of reforms to address age-long economic mismanagement and disarticulation. The rising cost of living has made it increasingly difficult to provide for our families. Yet, despite these hardships, your spirit remains unbroken. You continue to show up every day with dedication and commitment to your work, with the hope that our collective creativity will transform challenges into opportunities. That is the true spirit of labor. It must be admitted that while the last 2 years have been challenging for all Nigerian families, we have to begin to witness and appreciate the wisdom of the government in embarking on economic transformation to restore our nation to the path of growth and development. The late Dr. Ogbonnia Onu, former Minister of Science and Technology, has said that trees shed their own leaves, allowing ones to grow to withstand the demanding circumstances of harsh weather. Snails often discard their old skin so that new skin can grow to be healthier and stronger. Indeed, economic growth is a complex process that requires resilience to achieve. The policies of this government in the last 2 years have been championed to liberate Nigeria from economic struggle to inclusive growth. And a journey of economic growth demands sacrifices and commitment. You have been champions of this growth as workers, and it's noteworthy that some appreciable positive results have been recorded as a result of these policies. Great Nigerian workers, you are proving to be the engine room and main drivers of the New Hope administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. GCFR, you have been instrumental in pushing government policy to deliverable dividends. You have strengthened your faith and belief that our country will be greater. You are the reason why the government is working. I want to take this moment to commend the leadership of our labor unions, to Comrade Joe Ajaero of NLC and Comrade Festus Osifo of TUC. Your tenacity in advocacy for workers' rights is commendable. You have stood firm against injustice and fought tirelessly for better working conditions and fair wages. Your efforts paid off in the enactment of the Minimum Wage Act and in securing wage awards for workers. The House of Representatives and indeed National Assembly continue to stand by Nigerian workers to ensure we make laws that guarantee good governance and impact on the people. Minimum Wage Act, which brought an increase in the workers' emoluments, is an example of rapid legislative response of National Assembly to the workers of Nigeria. Over the years, the issues of workers have received considerable attention for National Assembly and will continue to feature prominently in our legislative priorities. For us, as legislators, our legislative agenda is committed to ensuring that we defend the mandate you entrusted to us by making laws for good governance, proper representation, and oversight of the executive. I assure you that the House, which has been dubbed the People's House, is committing to embarking on legislative actions that will enhance the welfare of workers, make life more meaningful for them. This is our contract with the people of Nigeria, and we do this because we know that without workers, there's not much we can achieve. The House of Representatives is always ready to engage with the Nigerian workers through leadership to fashion out more creative ways we can use our legislative mandate to create a better life for workers. The House is open to receive you in your house anytime. We have, as part of our legislative agenda, the Open National Assembly Week, during which we open our doors for 1 week for citizens and constituents to interact directly with us and give us feedback on our performance. The next National Assembly Open Week, organized by the House of Representatives, comes up from the 4th to 4th of July 2025. We expect to receive you in the House of Representatives to have direct interface with you. While I congratulate you on this International Day of Workers, I urge you to become agents of change in our country. Beginning from your workplaces, let us put in our best in the service of our dear country to ensure that we patriotically and joyfully hand over to our children a banner without stain. Great Nigerian workers, happy Nigerian Workers' Day. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Great Nigerian workers! Great Nigerian workers! 1, 2. That was remarks by the representative of the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives in the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Indeed, the Nigerian worker constantly remain very committed. We want more legislation that will create more work safety for the Nigerian workers, that will also improve the welfare need of the Nigerian workers, that will free us from this economic bondage. Indeed, we are planning hard to reclaim the civil space even in the midst of the economic hardship of the country. And we remain very, very resolute in supporting all government policies for us to remain standing as an indivisible country. Yes, indeed, the Nigerian worker is a determinant factor in the sustainability of the GDP of Nigeria. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, may I have the privilege and honor to invite for the solidarity message from the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, who is ably represented by Senator Diket Plang, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Labor, Employment and Productivity. Well, the representative of the Senate, the President of the Senate, is coming forward to take his stand at the podium. May I personally acknowledge the very presence of the DG Nigerian Pension Commission, Ms. Omolola Oloraran. Thank you very much for coming. Please, let's put our hands together while we welcome on the podium the representative of the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who happened to be my teacher, who happened to be one of my mentors politically and otherwise. So thank you very much. Now we'll meet in the Old Boys again.
Greatest Nigerian workers! Greatest Nigerian workers! Thank you. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ably represented by the Honorable Minister for Labor and Employment, Alhaji Mohammed Dingyadi, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, His Excellency Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, ably represented by the Chairman, House of Reps Committee on Labor and Productivity, Dr. Boyega Adefarati, the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, His Excellency Senator George Akume, our dear leader, not just in Benue, but the North and North Central in particular. The Minister of Labor and Productivity, ably and also represented by the Minister of State, Right Honorable Nkiruka Oye Jo. Very good. Other members of the National Assembly that are here, particularly my brother, who respects the Nigerian workers, and today he has taken off his trademark to wear the cap of the Nigerian labor, distinguished Senator Victor Ume, who is known with a different cap, but for the respect he has for Nigerian workers, he is wearing this cap today. Yes. Other members of the National Assembly here present, our brother, the President of Nigerian Labour Congress, Chief Joe Ajeru, and our brother, the President of TUC, his Chief Engineer Festus Osifo, other former leaders of our trade unions, other members of the diplomatic corps that are here present, members and chief executives of boards and parastatals that are here, great Nigerian workers, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am standing here with my brother, Senator Victor Ume, to represent the President of the Senate, His Excellency, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, the President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, and indeed the uncommon President of the Senate. We would like to read our Senate President's speech because he desires to be here, but for the fact that he went on a national assignment representing our dear country at the burial of the Pope, I would like to read his speech. Great Nigerian workers, comrades and compatriots, I stand before you today not just as President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but as a fellow worker, one who understands the sweat, sacrifices, and silent strength it takes to keep a nation running, I join you in solidarity and in celebration on this important occasion of Workers' Day 2025. The theme you have chosen for this year, reclaiming the civic space in the midst of economic hardship, is as timely as it is also a bold one. It reminds us that freedom is not luxury or wealth or powerful civic space. The realm where people speak, organize, protest, and participate in governance must never contract when times are hard. Rather, that is precisely when it must expand. For it is in challenging times that the voices of the people must be heard loudest. It is in challenge that democracy must be deepest. It is in adversity that justice must be closest. Today, I salute you, Nigerian workers in every sector. The teachers who mold minds, the health workers who tend to the wounded, the farmers who till the soil, the engineers who build our roads and power our factories, the civil servants who maintain livelihood of government, the artisans and traders who keep the economy alive. You are all the unseen hands and the unshakable backbone of this country. You are not just part of the nation, you are the nation. History tells us that without labor, there is no freedom. Without your struggles from the colonial era through the independence movement to the modern day agitation for justice and fairness, democracy would be an empty shell. You have stood as sentinels in our nation's story. In fact, every major democratic gain we have met has had your fingerprints on it. You fought for the minimum wage, you better working conditions, and for the very space we now call civic. So when we speak of reclaiming civic space, we must first salute those who built it, you, the Nigerian worker. But comrades, I will not go into this with romantic actions. I know the pain you feel. I know the economic hardship in the land. Inflation bites, wages stretch thin, commodities rise while salaries are stagnant. Your monthly income barely lasts the month. It is a reality that government cannot ignore and will not ignore. But the comforting thing is that we should not lose hope, because the government will never sleep nor slumber until it fixes those problems and renew the hope of Nigerians. Therefore, we must be clear-eyed about the road ahead. The administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is undertaking reforms that are long overdue, reforms that many previous governments postponed to take, but with which now be done for the sake of our nation's future. The removal of fuel subsidies and the restructuring of the foreign exchange regime were not acts of punishment. They were steps to save our economy from collapse. They were necessary adjustments to reset the fundamentals and lay the groundwork for sustained prosperity. Are they painful? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Are they necessary? Also, yes, they are necessary. But let me assure you, these pains is not permanent. It is transitional. It is purposeful. It is the price we must pay to regain control of our economy and unleash the potential of our people. The goal is stronger. The goal is a stronger Naira and an industrial economy, and a Nigeria where labor is not just thanked on 1st May, but respected every day of the year. Let us also address the question on many lips. Why does the Senate work closely with the executive? The answer is, my friends, is rooted in the Constitution and in common sense. We in the National Assembly do not legislate to please headlines. We legislate to serve the people. And when the executive is pushing forward with policies that align with national interests, it is our duty, not just our choice, to support and strengthen these efforts. We must avoid political posturing that delays development. In every needless quarrel between parliament and then the presidency, the Nigerian worker suffers the most. Contractors abandon site, infrastructures greens to halt, salaries are delayed, pension arrears pile up, and in the end, it is the common man who pays the price for allied disagreements. That is why, under my watch, the 10th Senate will continue to prioritize cooperation over confrontation, unity over division, and the national interest over narrow politics. And speaking of roots, I have not forgotten mine. I began as a labor leader. I have worked with you as governor of Akwa Ibom State. I was called the most worker-friendly governor in Nigeria. Why? Because I listened, because I paid salaries, because I paid pensions on time, because I believe that workers are not enemies of development. They are its engine. That philosophy has not changed. It is now the driving force of my leadership in the Senate. Today, under my leadership, the 10th Senate is pushing forward with bills that will promote fair wages, protect union rights, and improve working conditions. We are reviewing the Labor Act. We are supporting vocational education and enterprise development. We are strengthening the pension system. We are demanding greater accountability in the management of worker welfare funds. These are not promises. These are legislative priorities. Let me close with a simple story, one that moved me deeply. I once visited a hospital, a government hospital, and met a janitor. He swept the corridors quietly, efficiently, and with visible pride. I asked him, how do you keep doing this every day in such tough conditions? And he smiled and replied, Oga, I know I don't wear white coat like the doctors, but I believe a clean flow can help save lives too. That, dear comrades, is the spirit of the Nigerian worker. Humble, honest, and indispensable. So today, let us honor every man and woman who gives their best, even when the system gives them less. Let us remember that rebuilding Nigeria is not just a task for one class or one sector. It is a collective mission. Whether you drive a truck or teach in a class, whether you lay bricks or draft policies, you are part of this rebuilding. And yes, let us reclaim the civic space, but let us do so not with rage alone, but with reason, not with slogans alone, but with service, not with division, but with dedication. The civic space is not just for protest, it is for participation. Speak truth to power, but also speak truth with responsibility. Let our labor be a ladder, not a weapon. Great Nigerian workers, I see you, I hear you, I stand with you. Happy Workers' Day. God bless you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
That was quite some long solidarity message. Sir, take our greetings back to the Senate President.
He is hearing.
He says he hears us,
Yes.
he sees us, but does he really hear us?
Hearing you.
We want to hear alerts in our mailboxes and salaries. Please, a round of applause for the Senate President. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before the next heroes who push for better working conditions for Nigerian workers, even when the system gives them less, come on. Permit me recognize the presence of the Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Labor and Employment, Dr. Salihu Usman. You're welcome, sir. Madam, step forward a bit. Great Nigerian workers! Great Nigerian workers! Articulate Nigerian workers!
All right. We're live in Abuja, the nation's capital, where Workers' Day celebrations is at the Eagle Square, and there's been much deliberations about workers' plight going on in the country, and of course, many of workers here to celebrate the day, and of course, forge a way forward.